It's Dr. Melissa McCreery from TooMuchOnHerPlate.com, and today I've got 10 strategies for you to stop overeating. This is the video to watch if you are tired of yo-yo dieting, if it feels like you are stuck on a hamster wheel with overeating and emotional eating where it always comes back, or if it feels like anything that you could do to address overeating involves something really stressful or magically conjuring up more willpower. That's not true. So this video, I'm going to cover all 10 strategies, and then we're going to load up videos onto the channel that explore each of these strategies in depth. This is the video to watch and the place to get started, and then if you want more information, you can do a deep dive by looking for that specific video on my channel. Let's dive into these 10 strategies. The first strategy is to get clear on everything you know about the reasons that you overeat. Listen, if you're eating and you don't need fuel, then there is a reason or reasons that this is happening. Why does food have the power that it has over you? Does it have to do with stress or exhaustion or a need for comfort or being out of touch with your hunger and your fullness? Anything that you know is valuable information. So the number one strategy, start asking questions, start being curious, and start getting clear on the reasons that you overeat. The second strategy is getting clear on your real hungers. What is it that you're really hungry for that isn't food? Hidden hungers are things that crop up all the time. They're hungers that we use food as a replacement for, or we use food to cover up or to distract ourselves from. Hidden hungers are a huge problem that triggers a lot of overeating, especially for smart, busy women. If you're not clear on what your real hungers, what your hidden hungers are, then I want you to go on over to TooMuchOnHerPlate.com where you can take my free quiz. Not only will you get a sense of how hidden hungers are controlling you and what your most dominant hidden hunger is, you'll get a customized profile with your next best action step to take in order to stop overeating and emotional eating. My third strategy is something you might not have considered yet. I want you to take a good, hard look at the reasons you haven't been successful yet. What are the reasons that whatever it is that you've tried to do to change your overeating hasn't worked for you? What are the reasons that you've fallen off track in the past, or that you haven't been able to stick with whatever that plan was or that intention was that you set up? Understanding the reasons that you haven't been successful yet are going to be pivotal in you putting together a plan that is going to work for you moving forward. This brings me to strategy number 4, which is creating a recipe for lasting success. A lot of weight loss plans don't teach you what to do when you've achieved the weight loss or when you stop the overeating. You need to have a recipe, a strategy that you can envision and be interested in pursuing for the rest of your life, because you're going to have this relationship with food forever. So, number 4, recipe for lasting success. The fifth strategy sounds simple, but it can be so difficult, especially for busy women. The fifth strategy is to slow down and be present, and here is why this is pivotal. If you are in overdrive, if you're doing 12 things at once, constantly multitasking, you're probably mindlessly eating. If you are making choices without being present, whether it is what to eat, when to stop eating, or whether you're hungry or full, you're probably reacting to triggers. You're probably reacting to hidden hungers. You're probably reacting to what somebody else is doing. You're not present, and if you're not present, you can't make choices. And if you can't make choices, you can't be effective in changing overeating. The sixth strategy is about creating something new. If you want to stop overeating, then you need some new strategies. You need something to do instead of reaching for food, instead of walking into the kitchen, instead of cleaning up your plate. I call these instead strategies. There's a lot of depth we can go into about these. The very first thing you need to know is that you need them. So if all you're thinking in your head is, I need to stop overeating, I need to stop eating at night, I need to stop eating in the afternoon, I want you to start to think about, what am I going to do instead? What is my new instead strategy going to be? If you're someone who struggles with overeating and emotional eating, then the odds are pretty good that you also struggle with some perfectionism. Perfectionism, or all or nothing thinking, it's all really good or now I've ruined it, is a major factor in yo-yo dieting and feeling like you're on this cycle where you're constantly getting started trying to change your habits, and then you blow it, and then you have to start again on Monday, but in between you eat some extra stuff and you gain 10 pounds. Your next challenge is to embrace imperfection. Allow things to be imperfect, and instead of getting frustrated with yourself or throwing up your hands or throwing in the towel, allow yourself to learn from those moments that don't go well so that you can keep improving your plan and continue building on your success moving forward. Strategy number 8 is to build new habits. I'm guessing if you sit back and you take a look, you have a lot of habits around food, and some of them contribute to overeating. Maybe you clean your plate. Maybe you always have dessert. Maybe there are certain aisles that you always go down in the grocery store. Maybe there is a certain routine that you have after you finish a stressful day or after you complete a project, a way of celebrating that involves eating. Now's the time to build new habits, new ways of taking care of yourself, new ways of responding to your feelings, new routines when you come home from work. Think about what the new habits are that you want to build that will support you in taking control of overeating. Strategy number 9, pay attention to hunger and fullness. When you really start paying attention to hunger and fullness levels, and it might take some practice, you'll probably be surprised at how much eating happens when you're not really hungry. Whether it's because the plate came with extra food on it, or you weren't tuned in and you were focusing on a conversation so you just kept eating, or you just have a routine of eating at that time of day, there are a lot of calories that get consumed that we don't even really taste or enjoy. So start tuning in to how hungry you are or how full you are, not just before you eat, but a couple of times throughout your meal. This kind of mindful eating can make a huge difference. My last strategy is one that can set you up for lasting, ongoing success with overeating. I want you to start practicing tracking positive changes. When it comes to changing our eating, so much of the time we're focused on the negative, what we're not going to do, or the weight we're going to lose, or the things we're going to eliminate from our life. And sometimes on top of that, we also have a really big goal, like a number on the scale or a pair of pants that we want to fit into. And it can be demotivating over time. It can start to just feel really hard. As you work to change your overeating, it's really important to track the positive changes and the positive additions you're making in your life, the new habits, the strengths that you're building, the awareness that you have. All that progress that you're seeing, if you can pay attention to it, that's going to help you stay motivated and excited and positive about what you're doing. And if you've struggled with overeating for any time at all, you know how important this can be. These are the 10 strategies to stop overeating. We'll be uploading an individual video on each of these strategies on my YouTube channel, so be sure that you're subscribed, and be sure to go over to toomuchonherplate.com and take the free Hidden Hungers quiz so you can get started with your customized plan for addressing your hidden hungers. Because life is way too short to spend it struggling with food.